Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 857. We had to wait 1 week on break from last week for chapter 857 to come about, but that's okay, it doesn't really matter. Now, don't be surprised if this thing's up a little bit early or something, but yeah, my schedule's a little bit running uptight here and there, but it doesn't matter much anyway, because not gonna do a lot anything this week, but tomorrow is gonna be crazy for me, and I will get to that maybe later or soon. So if anything else, let's just get this recap started right away. Okay, we had to it that Luffy and Sanji are talking to each other, trying to wonder what they're trying to figure out what to do next, you know? Of course, Sanji feels guilty after what he's done, and we have to it that the Vivid card, you can actually talk through it for somehow, or surprisingly, in a certain way. And looks like to me things are still getting a little pretty cool and hectic, you know? Luffy's talking to Chopper, nothing much really going bad here and there, and we have to it that when Chopper explains how they managed to get their hands on a copy of the Poneglyph, we have to it that Luffy calls him the best, you know, which is really funny here and there, pretty cool. But we also have to it that Sanji's not coming back yet, as Luffy says, but he said he wants to wreck up Big Mom's tea party and wedding so they can save Sanji's family. After that, we're done and Sanji will come back to us. And they go they're all kind of scared, but they go they're really happy that Sanji's coming back and so forth, you know? They were kind of worried here and there. However, Nami's not gonna forgive him for what he's done, you know? You throwing me down into the depths of fear itself, I can't forgive you for that. But she can put it around the corner for the time being, you know. And she ends up saying to Sanji, "I'm gonna bring you back, even if I have to drag you into the depths of the ship. You hear me?" and so forth. It was pretty funny here and there. But we also have to it that Luffy explains that Sanji's big sister saved his life, you know, and we had to save her at all costs, and here and there. But we had to it that Jinbei tells him, you understand you are going up against the wrath of the full blown out Yonko if you wreck up that tea party, right? Not to mention, the underworld invited from various cross nations are going to come about. Not to mention, there's only 10 of us, including the freaking other one. But we also have to it that Jinbei explains Capone, you know, that guy that shot Peckums and so forth. Apparently, he ends up telling Luffy about Capone's history. He was known to be a gang that infiltrated is a loose cannon that infiltrated many powerful organizations possibly. But not to mention, he has his thing about stabbing people greatly, organizations and animals. But what's more scary about him is that his entire family ends up doing many indespicable things, like he steals money, precious items, nothing else. But he has no interest in improving the status quo. But not to mention, when it comes to blood-stroke powers and so forth, he has this intention of causing major trouble. Not to mention the ironclad fortress behind them and so forth. He doesn't really care much about that. But according to Jinbei, in other simple words, when he's telling Luffy about Capone, he has this intention of really stabbing Big Mama in the back. He became a subordinate just to hide under that umbrella. And once that tea party is showing up, he plans to take Big Mom's head then and there, the moment it happens. With everyone being killed, the Vinsmoke at the ceremony, everything else. He's gonna take advantage of that chaos and kill Big Mama himself. But what's more, this actually is even more crazy because Capone is going to do something really crazy. And this all explains why Capone shot Peckums in the first place, because he refused the offer and then he fed him to the sharks. But apparently he had one of his comrades saved him, you know, from the depths of hell. And we have to it that Luffy's mad at Capone for shooting Peckums and he plans to beat the out of him, you know, that kind of thing. But we have to it that Jinbei asks one question, you know, because in other terms, Luffy and his friends are outmatched and outnumbered, and we all know this. Jinbei asks one simple question to Luffy, will you team up with Capone Benji? Although I expected Luffy to say no, he would decide to talk to him and see what's up. But everyone says, hey, we vote against 4-2, okay? This is not a good idea. We're all going to die. But we see a scene where the chapter ends up with Capone, like, hopefully Luffy will talk to him. And depending on the attitude, he does anything to tick me off. I'm going to take him out here and there. Okay, Capone, unless you got some hockey bullets and so forth, you can go ahead and take out Luffy, but he's made of rubber. Also, you can't just kill him off easily. Imagine him doing Gear 4 to your butt, but I'm pretty sure you might have gotten strong in the last 2 years when it comes to the Straw Hats crew's training. I highly doubt you could take out Luffy easily now, okay? Just because you got like a whole bunch of fortress and so forth, who knows? But my friends made a big theory about like Luffy possibly like going crazy and so forth and so on. So we have to it that Capone, of course, himself is known to be a very dangerous guy. Like when it comes to gunning the heads of the bosses of the underworld, he could do that. Not to mention like he has this like tendency to have a reputation of stabbing people in the back and ruining everyone's like organizations or anything else. Not to mention he plans to really like take Big Mom's head here and there, like literally like kill her once the chaos in the wedding and the murder of the Vinsmoke family starts, which is something that is really surprising. One of my friends actually made a theory that Capone is not this kind of guy to be a slave or subordinate to, you know. So it looks like to me that came out a little bit true. So it looks like to me Capone does have a big history behind him. I thought he was just like those worst generation pirates that like gotten strong and knows how to fight on strong people, but I guess it's more to it than that. And Luffy joining forces or becoming an alliance with Capone Benji or Beji, I don't know how you say his name. He's already having an alliance with Law. So unless this one's about Big Mom, the big four of the Yonko, Big Mama, there might be a chance, but I don't know how you're gonna like make this work. Of course, like they're gonna need the firepower and all the power and help they can get, because if Luffy wants to screw up that wedding and tea party, he's gonna need all the help he can get. And Luffy wants to mess up that tea party and wedding too. So it could go into many ways. There could be many results or roads that Luffy could take and so forth. It's like a chaos of decisions to make a theory about. So yeah, nothing much happening here and there, but a big history about Capone and so forth. Surprisingly, I thought he was just some ridiculous rookie that would be nothing to Luffy, you know. But according to here, looks like to me like it's not just that. So if anything else, I'll see you guys in my next video. So alright, I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye bye. Doo doo doo.